Good evening. I'm Dr. Deborah Eduardo, Superintendent of Schools for Los Angeles County, and I want to welcome you to our annual Poetry Out Loud competition. We are moments away from witnessing the talent, dedication, and artistry that flourished in the midst of a pandemic. Before the show commences, I want to take a moment to acknowledge the teachers and administrators who have made this year's competition possible. We acknowledge all the work and time that everyone involved has invested to bring this show to you today. During this time of COVID-19, programs such as Poetry Out Loud bring joy, hope, and breath. May our students inspire you tonight, and thank you, and enjoy the show.
Welcome everyone, my name is Janine Flores and I am the Arts and STEAM Coordinator at the Los Angeles County Office of Education. And on behalf of everyone here at the Los Angeles County Office of Education, we welcome you to the 2021 Poetry Out Loud competition. Yay! Thank you for taking the time to join us tonight in support of our wonderful student performers. Poetry Out Loud is a highlight student event here at the County Office of Education, and we are excited to share their performances with you in a virtual way. Poetry Out Loud, we knew we had to bring our partners together to create a unique virtual platform to engage our students and community, and we know you're in for a treat. Tonight, you will see a pre-recorded competition of round 1 and round 2 of student poem recitations. Following that, we will have a live section with the students in the house, and we'll do a Q&A with them as well as announce the winner. So we hope you'll stick around. Thank you for being here and enjoy the show.
My name is Genesis Majono and I will be reciting the poem The Ocean by Nathaniel Hawthorne. The ocean has its silent caves, deep, quiet, and alone, though there be fury on the waves, beneath them there is none. The awful spirits of the deep behold their communion there, and there are those from whom we weep, the young, the bright, the fair. Calmly the wearied seamen rest beneath their own blue sea. The ocean solidates at bliss, for there is purity. The earth has guilt, the earth has care, unquiet are its graves, but peaceful sleep is ever there, beneath the dark blue waves.
My name is Glory Chase. I go to the Archer School for Girls, and I will be performing Diameter by Michelle Weiberg. You love your friend, so you fly across the country to see her. Your friend is grieving. When you look at her, you see that something's missing. You look again. She seems all there. Reading glasses, sarcasm, leather pumps. What did you expect? Ruins? Demeter without arms in the British Museum? Your friend says she believes there's more pain than beauty in the world. When Persephone was taken, Demeter damned the world for half the year. The other half remained warm and bountiful. The Greeks loved symmetry. On the plane, the man next to you read a geometry book, the lesson on finding the circumference of a circle. On circumference, you can calculate the way around if you know the way across. You try across with your friend. You try around. I don't believe in an afterlife, she says, but after Kay died, I thought I might go after her, in case I'm wrong, in case she's somewhere, waiting.
Famous by Naomi Shihab Nye. The river is famous to the fish. The loud voice is famous to silence, which knew it would inherit the earth before anybody said so. The cat, sleeping on the fence, is famous to the birds watching him from the birdhouse. The tear is famous briefly to the cheek. The idea that you carry close to your bosom is famous to your bosom. The boot is famous to the earth, more famous than the dress shoe, which is famous only to floors. The bent photograph is famous to the one who carries it, and not at all famous to the one who is pictured. I want to be famous to shuffling men who smile while crossing streets, sticky children in grocery lines, famous as the one who smiled back. I want to be famous in the way a pulley is famous, or a buttonhole. Not because it did anything spectacular, but because it never forgot what it could do.
Hi, my name is Emily Chen, and I will be reciting Consider the Hands That Write This Letter by Araceli Germain, after Marina Wilson. Consider the hands that write this letter. Left palm pressed flat against paper, as we have done before, over my heart, in peace or reverence to the sea, some beautiful thing. I saw once, felt once, snow falling, like rice flung from the giant's wedding, or strangest of strange birds. And consider then the right hand, and how it is a fist, within which a sharpened utensil, similar to the way I've held a spade, the horse's reins loping, the very fists I've seen from roads through LeMay and Esteli. For years I have come to sit this way, one hand open, one hand closed, like a farmer who puts down seeds and gathers up. Food will come from that farming. Or, yes, it is like the way I've danced, with my left hand opened around a shoulder, my right hand closed, inside of another hand. And how I pray. I pray for this to be my way, sweet work alluded to in the body's position to its paper. Left hand, right hand, like an open eye, an eye closed. One hand flat against the trap door, the other hand knocking. Knocking. Thank you.
I'm Jonah Henry, and this is How to Triumph Like a Girl by Ada Limon. I like the lady horses best. How they make it all look easy, like running 40 miles per hour is as fun as taking a nap or grass. I like their lady horse swagger after winning. Ears up, girls, ears up. But mainly, let's be honest, I like that they're ladies. as if this big, dangerous animal is also a part of me, that somewhere inside the delicate skin of my body there pumps an 8-pound female horse heart, giant with power, heavy with blood. Don't you want to believe it? Don't you want to lift my shirt and see the huge, beating genius machine that thinks, no, it knows it's going to come in first?
Lethalia que piange by T.S. Eliot. O quam tememorum Virgo. Stand on the highest pavement of the stair. Lean on a garden urn. Weave the sunlight in your hair. Clasp your flowers to you with a pained surprise. Fling them to the ground and turn with a fugitive resentment in your eyes. But weave the sunlight in your hair. So I would have had him leave. So I would have had her stand and grieve. So he would have left, as the soul leaves the body, torn and bruised, as the mind deserts the body it has used. I should find some way incomparably light and deft, some way we both should understand, simple and faithless as a smile and shake of the hand. She turned away, but with the autumn weather compelled my imagination many days and many hours. Her hair over her arms and her arms full of flowers, and I wonder how they should have been together. I should have lost a gesture and a pose. Sometimes these cogitations still amaze the troubled midnight and noon's repose.
Hi, my name is Sophia Sanders. I go to Wilson High School, and I'll be reciting Intimate Detail by Hyde E. Edrich. Late summer, late afternoon, my work interrupted by bees who claim my tea. Even my pen looks flower good to them. I warn a delivery man that my bees, who all summer have been tame as cows, now grow frantic, aggressive, difficult to shoo from the house. I blame the second blooms come out in hot colors, defiant vibrancy, unexpected from cottage cosmos, Nicotiana and bean vine. But those bees know. I'm told by the interested delivery man, they have only so many days to go. He sighs at sweetness untasted. Still warm in the day, we inspect the bees. This kind stranger knows them in intimate detail. He can name the ones I think of as shopping ladies. Their fur coats roughed up, yellow packages tucked beneath their wings. So weighted with their fines, they ascend in slow circles, sometimes drop, while other bees whirl madly, dance the blossoms, ravish broadly so the whole bed bends and bounces alive. He asks if I have kids. I say, not yet. He has 5, all boys. He calls the honeybees his girls, although he tells me they're ungendered workers who never produce offspring. Some hour drops. The bees shut off. In the long, cool slant of sun, spent flowers fold into cups. He asks me if I've ever seen a solitary bee, where it sleeps. I say, I've not. The nearest bud's a long-throated peach hollyhock. He cradles it in his palm, holds it up so I spy the intimacy of the sleeping bee. Little life, safe in a petal. Little girl, your few furious buzzings as you stir, stay with me all winter. Remind me of my work undone.
My name is Genesis Madrano, and I'll be reciting the poem Dawn by Ella Higginson. The soft tone clock upon the stair chimed 3. 'Tis sweet for sleep, too early yet to rise. In restful peace I lay with half-closed eyes, watching the tender hours go dreamily. The tide was flowing in. I heard the sea shivering along the sands, but yet the skies were dim, uncertain, as the lights that lie beneath the fretwork of some wild rose tree. Within the thicket gray, the chandeliers and drowsy calls across the slumber's air. In solemn silence sweet it was to hear my own heart beat, then broad and deep and fair, trembling in its new birth from heaven's womb. One crimson shift of dawn sang through my room.
My name is Glory Chase. I go to the Archer School for Girls, and I will be performing I Am Offering This Poem by Jimmy Santiago Baca. I am offering this poem to you, since I have nothing else to give. Keep it like a warm coat when winter comes to cover you, or like a pair of thick socks the cold cannot bite through. I love you. I have nothing else to give you, so it is a pot full of yellow corn to warm your belly in winter. It is a scarf for your head to wrap up around your hair, to tie up around your face. I love you. Keep it. Treasure this as you would if you were lost, needing direction. In the wilderness, life becomes when mature, and in the corner of your drawer, tucked away like a cabin or Hogan in dense trees. Come knocking and I will answer, give you directions and let you warm yourself by this fire, rest by this fire, and make you feel safe. I love you. It's all I have to give and all anyone needs to live and to go on living inside. When the world outside no longer cares if you live or die, remember, I love you.
Sonnet 29 by William Shakespeare. When in disgrace, with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble death, heaven, with my bootless cries, and look upon myself, and curse my fate. Wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope. With what I most enjoy, contented least. Yet, in these thoughts, myself almost despising, happily I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising from sullen earth, sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings.
April Love by Ernest Dowson. We have walked in love's land a little way. We have learnt his lesson a little while. And shall we not part at the end of day with a sigh, a smile, A little while in the shine of the sun we were twined together, joined lips, forgot how the shadows fall when the day is done and when love is not. We have made no vows, there will none be broke. Our love was free as the wind on the hill. There was no word said, we need wish unspoke. We have wrought no ill. So shall we not part at the end of day, who have loved and lingered a little while, join lips for the last time, go our way. With a sigh, a smile, thank you.
I'm Jonah Henry, and this is Respiration by Jamal May. A lot of it starts in the trachea, but not so much that you won't need more muscle, the diaphragm, a fist clenching at the bottom. Inhale. So many of us are breathless, like me, kneeling down to collect the pottery shards of a houseplant my elbow has nudged into oblivion. What if I sigh, and the black earth beneath me scatters like ants running from my breath? Am I a god, then? Am I insane because I worry about the disassembling of earth regularly? I walk more softly now, into gardens or up the steps of old houses with impatience stuffed into their window boxes. When it's you standing there, with a letter or voice or face full of solemn news, will you hold your breath before you knock?
Brian, age 7, by Mark Doty. Grateful for their tour of the pharmacy, the first grade class has drawn these pictures. Each self-portrait taped to the window glass, faces wide to the street, round and available with parallel lines for hair. I like this one best. Brian, whose attenuated name fills a quarter of the frame, stretched beside impossible legs descending from the ball of his torso. 2 long arms springing from that same central sphere. He breathes here on his page. It isn't craft that makes this figure come alive. Brian draws just balls and lines in wobbly crayon strokes. Why do some marks seem to thrill with life, possess a portion of the nervous energy in their maker's hand? That big curve of a smile reaches nearly to the rim of his face. He holds a towering ice cream. Brown spheres teetering on their cone, a soda fountain gift half the length of him, as if it were the flag of his own country held high by the unadorned black line of his arm. Such naked support for so much delight. Artless boy, he's found a system of beauty. He shows us pleasure and what pleasure resists. The ice cream is delicious. He's frail beside his relentless standard.
Across the Street by Austin Segrest. I ran across the street. I didn't know any better. I ran out in the street. I didn't know no better. I just knew a woman was there, though I never met her. She sat me in her parlor, distracting me with trinkets, milky glass birds and fish, distracting trinkets. She said my mother would be fine, but did she think it? The world was a blur of crystal wings and fins. My tears were cast in crystal wings and fins. She was the first of many lady friends. The tree's shadows shortened. She brought me a drink of water. Morning matured. She brought me a glass of water. I drank it so fast. She went and brought another. I kept looking out the window. She didn't ask me what for. I watched out that window. She didn't ask what for. The seconds broke off and lay there on the floor. I imagined my mother's route as far as I could. Her long morning walk followed as far as I could. Nothing I could do would do any good. Suffer the little children and forbid them not. Christ said, suffer the little children and forbid them not. Said, love thy neighbor. Sometimes she's all you got.
Hi, my name is Sophia Sanders. I go to Wilson High School, and I'll be reciting Undivided Attention by Taylor Molly. A grand piano wrapped in quilted pads by movers, tied up with canvas straps, like classical music's birthday gift, the criminally insane, is gently nudged without its legs out an 8th-floor window on 62nd Street. It dangles in April air from the neck of the mover's crane. Chopin's shiny black lacquer squares and dirty white crisscross patterns hanging like the second-to-last note of a concerto played on the edge of the seat. The edge of tears. The edge of 8 stories up going over. It's a piano being pushed out of a window and lowered down onto a flatbed truck. And I'm trying to teach math in the building across the street. Who can teach when there are such lessons to be learned? All the greatest common factors are delivered by long-necked cranes and flatbed trucks or come through everything, even air like snow. See, snow falls for the first time every year, and every year my students rush to the window as if snow were more interesting than math. Which, of course, it is. So please, let me teach like a Steinway, spinning slowly in April air. So almost falling, so hinderingly dangling from the neck of the mover's crane, so on the edge of losing everything. Let me teach like the first snow, falling.
Hey judges, thank you so much for judging our 2021 Poetry Out Loud competition. You just watched our 8 competitors perform, and we'd love to hear any thoughts or words of encouragement you might have to say to our performers this year.
Well, I just want to say thank you all. I was just thinking about how much extra dedication it took to do this while you're on your own and probably having to just move through poetry on your own steam. And I learned so much from all of you about how I could read my own poems a lot better. So thanks for all the tips and just congratulations.
Yeah, I have been looking forward to this day for weeks. And I am just so honored to be part of this program. And just to echo what the other judges are saying, it's been a really difficult year. So I want to acknowledge and celebrate and honor the energy that you took to be able to learn somebody else's written work and to be able to perform it as your own and breathe a whole new life and energy into it. You all are stellar. We applaud you. Thank you for your courage. I'm sure maybe some of you, this is the first time that you've ever done this, and you just blew us away. So thank you for the inspiration, and thank you for sharing your creativity.
I mean, everyone has already said all the things, and I agree with everything. And I guess the only thing I want to add besides what's been said, and besides my congratulations to you, is to keep doing it. Keep reading poetry, keep learning poems. It's good for the heart. And I'm proud of all of you and really grateful to have still been able to do this with you all, despite the circumstances under which we're doing it. So yeah, you should be very proud of yourselves.
You guys have done such beautiful work, and any extra time you take in your life right now, as Molly was saying, is like to express yourself, to in the pursuit of self-expression and any pursuit of poetry and any art form right now. the importance of arts in these times of isolation are really important. And I'm honored to be a part of this and to have just a small moment of time with you all. You were all so good, and this might sound cheesy, but you're all winners. You all took a moment to work on poetry, and there is nothing more beautiful than that. So thank you.
Great. Thank you.